doing today? Yeah, I hope it's a great Monday for you. I'm sure. Yeah, I always like good Mondays like this because I know you had rested the weekend and had fun time. Yes, and you are right and ripe for a new week. So you are welcome today. Yes, I would like you to tell me where you are tuning in from for this live chat. Yes, and whatever you want to ask me, drop it in the comments. I will answer you. So you are welcomed. Yeah, you are highly welcome to this forum. Yeah, today we are going to look at scholarships. That's what we do. Yeah, we have a support package that will help you to study abroad and get scholarships, without too much effort. You understand? And I will really, really want you not to get involved in all these cheap tricks or DIY or generic uh, essay, you know all these stuffs that really put people into compliance traps. You understand? So I'm here to really dissuade you and encourage you to sign up with our premium package. You understand? So that we can really help you to scale through our university algorithm, visa compliance traps, and every problem there is. Some people, yeah, some people may have huge dreams, to study, carry forward their education on international level. But when they encounter all these problems, they intend to drop those dreams. You understand? So that is one of the motivations why we arrange this package. And we have top notch, well trained professionals, compliance specialists, you understand, that are working behind the scenes to make sure that you get everything that you need. All you need to do is submit your documents and be in touch. We will be able to handle all the problems there is, from optimizing your CV to your SOP to everything that you have. You understand? Also, towards your visa booking, we also do evaluation and get you ready for your visa prep so that everything will go on seamlessly. You understand? So that is why we are here. Yeah. We are not just here to sell you a package. We are here for your own good. You understand? To avail you opportunity. There are some people that because of they find it rigorous, to attend to all these things one by one. They will dump it and try to suit their hearts with other dreams. You understand? But I'm telling you, is what we can help you do, is what we can help you solve while you face your work, do your things. You just submit your document and we'll get on to handling your documents stage by stage. You understand? So for people that have a lower GPA or class of degree, and it has been discouraging you, you don't think is these standard or international merit scholarships are for you, you might be wrong. You understand? Because there are so many scholarships that are tailored to different directions. You understand? There are ones that will accept your industrial experience, except you don't have grade and you don't have industrial experience. That is where we don't have what to play with or what to arrange with. You understand? But if your grades are a bit low, you understand, and because of that you have this you have this provide international studies. I want you to go pick up your documents. You can have an opportunity. I assure you that you can have an opportunity because there are so many scholarships out there. There are so many universities out there that are tailored towards um, your class of degree or to your own peculiar problem. You understand? So I want you to avail yourself that opportunity. Um, don't bench your international studies anymore. Okay. And one thing I have to tell you, I won't be party to those who encourage you to do it by yourself. It's something you can do by yourself. You don't need someone to help you. Okay, by the time you put in money, put in a lot of things, you know, into your visa prep, into your application fees, into so many things, the time, the whole lot. When you have put in all those things, and at the end of the day, you find out that maybe a simple formatting gets you gets you a visa a refusal. You understand? You find out both the admission letter and everything that you've got is in vain. You understand? Or when you have paid several application fees to different institutions, maybe two or three, you understand? And at the end of the day, all those money goes into thin air. I don't know how you would feel. So instead of wasting money and doing DIY project, doing it all by yourself, do it yourself projects. Why not give a professional a chance? Give a professional a chance to help you gain um, optimize and evaluate those documents as they should be. You are going to international stage. You understand? A lot of people are also interested. For instance, if you have a top tier department in UK or European universities might receive 3,000 international application 3,000 international application, for a specific master's or MBA program. You understand? So, but they only have 35 to 50 fiscal seats available for that cohort. You understand? So it's just 50 people they need. And what is coming in is 3,000 international applications. You understand? So they don't have the time to start reading your bad formatting. The moment an admission officer sees an unoptimized CV or a generic SOP, they move that to the rejection file in under 6 seconds. You understand? They just move it. It's not pattern with what they are doing. They move it away to rejection pile. You understand? Your application is gone like that. You understand? So if you don't want that to happen to your application, it has to be well formatted. And I'm sure it's a professional that can give you that touch. Not to talk of when you start having problems of low grades and all that. You need someone to pivot, showcase your industrial experience to equate academic metric value. Understand? So it's not a child's play, except you like filling forms online, filling a lot of forms. But if you like filling forms, you can get a capture entry job. You understand? You earn some dollars. I'm not being sarcastic anyway, but it's a fact. It's a fact. Instead of going from one application to another, from this school to that school, you find someone that's a professional that will uh, arrange your documents and find out scholarships that are tailored towards your own value. You understand? You find school scholarship that's tailored towards your own value. And when you are going for your visa prep, they make sure that you are okay. You understand? So that will help you to scale through in the first attempt. You don't need to keep going and coming, keep going and coming. You understand? So that is the value you can get from our premium package. Yes, there are a lot of professional compliance specialists that will tackle your documents. You understand? So there are so many compliance traps that get people, um, there are so many compliance traps that let people um, into these problems. You understand? Okay. So the these international admissions, especially postgraduate levels, they use what we call holistic review process. You understand? So your GPA is one item on their scorecard. They use holistic review process. So your GPA is one item on their scorecard. You understand? So they also grade so many things. So many things on your statement of purpose, your letters of recommendation, and your professional track record. All those things are there too. You understand? So you will not say because your grade is good, that scholarship is for you. No. So that's why you find out that a first class graduate submits a terrible copied essay, and a tutu or HND graduate submits impact driven essay, showing exact workplace data and a clear 5-year trajectory. The university will often pick that tutu graduates. Yes, they'll pick the tutu graduates and leave the first class, because it's not only your grade that they're after. Why? Because they want professionalism. They want professionals who can bring um, world real world value, the real world value to their classrooms, not just professional exam takers. They're not looking for great big grades. They are looking for people who have real world experience and to bring that to classrooms. You understand? Just like what I told you last time, they are not going to, the review committee will not award you a scholarship worth of thousands of dollars based on a sub story on PT. They award these things based on ROI, your return on investments. That is the only thing that will make them to award uh, these scholarships. So if you are thinking that because you're thinking that because you have first class and you can, anything will go. Nobody is going to give you that. Review committee is not going to award you any scholarship or any opportunity. So it is right alone if you take seriously your documents. Yes, that is why for so long you've been falling out. You've been falling out of selection. You understand? So we don't want you to fall out of selection because we have packaged premium plan that we're going to use to arrange all those things for you. You understand? And you will really, really stand out. It's not a crime if you don't know. It's not your field, okay? It's not your field, but that doesn't mean we cannot help you, okay? You can be helped. So there are so many traps. There are so many traps. You understand? So, for instance, if there are official deadline and the university actual deadline, you understand? The official deadline and then actual deadline. You understand? So these are the things you need to understand. So is what professionals know. You understand? So when they are handling your documents, you see them. They are not looking at deadline on the website. They always know that 4 months ahead, 6 months ahead is the actual deadline. So what is not like if you bring it within that time, what you may end up with is funding yourself. That is what you are going to get because you are now competing against depleted funding pools. There is nothing anymore and anybody can do for you because you are just late. So if you go to their website, it says application close. It may say application close in June. Yeah. So you come and relax. You understand? But what they aren't telling you is that what they are not telling you is that this must have closed in January, February. It has been taken, all those things have been taken around January, February. Are you getting me? Yes. It's been taken around January, February. So you'll be thinking that, I still have time. I still have. You don't have time anymore. Thousands of people that are pushing in the applications, well optimized applications, are taking the slots. They are taking it. So you better come and relax. You have time. The deadline is not in June. Before you know it, you find out that you have just you have wasted a lot of time. Okay, you've just wasted time. By the time you are pushing, you find out that you don't even have anything anymore. What is left is funding yourself. Eh? I'm coming. Okay. So these are the problems that happen with all these it's the problems that happen with um, all these applications. You understand? So it's better for you if you are going for these applications, you go days ahead. You go days ahead, months ahead. You go months ahead, so that you would avoid stepping out on okay, I'm coming. I need to. So these are more is what people experience when they are going through this process in the applications and all that. So we advise people to be careful, go on time, do your application on time. So there are so many compliance traps with visa, with your visa compliance traps, your ATS friendly resume. Is your resume friendly or not? Is it ATS friendly? Do you have double column on your CV? You may not even you may not even be aware. But for us, when we get in contact with just this CV, instead of allowing it to get flagged by algorithm, you understand, or get flagged by the ATS, there's something we do. We start to optimize that CV immediately. Once it gets to us, we start optimizing it immediately. You understand, so that we can actually it can actually pass the ATS system, because the ATS system doesn't want a double column. It doesn't want icons, images, and all that. It avoids all those things. So it avoids all those things as much as possible. You understand? So, okay, let's talk about your financial compliance for your visa. Embassies, they calculate your required proof of funds based on their local currency. You know that they'll calculate their required proof of funds based on their local currency, whether it's pounds, euro, or dollars. So if your local currency um, experiences a sudden drop or devaluation, you understand why your visa application is sitting in the queue. You understand? So your bank statement balance might suddenly fall below the required legal minimum. What's your proof of funds? Maybe, okay, let's say for example is 15,000 uh $50,000 is that is required, or 15,000 euro that's required. You understand? So you now deposit it without making sure or calculating 10 to 15% buffer into that financial plan. If 10 to 15 buffer is not calculated, you find out that by the time the market fluctuates, the financial market fluctuates, is going to affect that minimum. You understand? So when by the time it gets to your turn, they will find out that your minimum is not up to the minimum that they want. So that one becomes a big problem. It's automatic financial refusal for you. So we what we do, as I told you before, we calculate 10% to 15% buffer into that financial plan to shield uh, your application from market volatility. You understand? So these are the things we do. So you have to be careful. You understand? You have to be careful with all these things. It's not a child's play. It's real. You understand? So um uh, for you not to find it so strenuous, you will need a professional, and that's what we'll do here. Okay, this is a premium package. You understand? So we'll arrange all these things for you. You understand? We'll make sure that in your barest minimum, we have added 10% to 15% buffer. That will help us with any kind of market volatility. You understand? So this is the level of detail it takes to safely relocate and secure global funding. You understand? So if you want a team that looks at the structural, financial, and academic data of your application instead of just filling out random forms. So this package is for you. You understand? This package is for you. Yes, is actually for you because will help you to deal with all these problems. It will actually help you to deal with all these problems. So comment flights and tell me where you're tuning in from, so we can actually help you if you need our help. And if you have sisters, brothers, relations, friends that are interested in studying abroad, you can give them, you can share this link to them and ask them to find these people through these contacts and, of course, through this channel. We'll get back to you and make sure that you are well served. I will show you a lot of case studies that we came across, of case studies that we came across. So I'll answer some questions as well while we go on, so that yeah. So this case, we had Fatima. She had she's a mid-level human resource specialist. She's a mid-level human resource specialist and the mother of two. So she wanted to pursue an MBA in Canada. Okay. She wanted to pursue an MBA in Canada. And she refused to leave her husband and her children behind. And she wanted to, so she had to apply for a study permits alongside open work permits and visitor visas for her entire family at the same time. You understand? So the reality of the whole thing is that applying as a family unit is um is one of the highest risk visa strategies, because the immigration officer frequently refused these applications under the clause, "I'm not satisfied that you will leave the country at the end of your studies." You understand? You're moving with the whole family. So it's impossible for you to come back. So that's what the immigration officer would assume. You understand? So he will think that you are trying to permanently relocate, without deep ties back home. So when she came to us, she's struggling with this. Yeah, when we had gotten her admissions, we started with the visa prep. Yeah, we started with the visa prep, and then, well, we do we got our dual tie architecture. Yeah, what you understand, we call it dual tie architecture. Yes, we kind of designed a meticulous compliance strategy that proved extensive, irreversible economic ties to her home country. You understand? So this compliance strategy um, is very important because it's clear. It will make it clear to the immigration officer that um, this woman is actually coming back. So that was what we wanted to prove. You understand? So it got her irreversible economic ties to her home country. These included document a documented family owned real estate. You understand? An active long term investments and a formal sabbatical leave a letter from a current employer. You understand? So we got a sabbatical leave letter from her current employer. You understand? So when we had real estate documents, active long-term investments in the country, yes. Um, so it's all these things will guarantee the immigration officer that she's coming back after her studies. You understand? So that was what we did as her dual tie architecture. You know, we we proved she's coming back with all those documents. So the instead of just showing the bare minimum regulatory proof of funds for a single student, we structured her financial statements to show that um, we structured her financial statements to show a robust surplus that accounted for family health insurance, upfront housing deposits, and the childcare realities in her destination province. So all those things that we're able to get, you understand. So the progressive financial buffer and her workplace sabbatical leave with real estate documents, long-term investments in the country, we were able to get all these things together. You understand? So it is our job. Yeah, it's our job. So we did all these things so she could have a supportive form when she gets when she goes for her visa uh, um, approval and all that. So you don't have to choose between your children and your family and your global education. You understand? So you can apply to study abroad with your spouse and children, and yeah, you can do that absolutely. But your proof of funds and your home ties must be twice as strong. You understand? If you don't structure your family immigration narrative perfectly, the visa officer will reject the whole file. Your narrative must be well structured. You understand? So we structure the whole thing so that she'll be able to scale through her visa preparations. You understand that? So I want to stop guessing with your family future. Yeah, let our compliance specialists handle the framework for you. Yes, let our compliance specialist handle the framework for you. So if you want to get clearly about our dual architecture, you can message us, comment flights, we will tell you what it involves. You understand? All the documents that you need to get, the ones you are getting from your employer, and what your maybe a real estate or every long investment documents that you have. So you need to, yeah, attach them. Yes, you need to attach them. That will let the visa officer know that actually this person is coming back. So Fatima uh, got her visa approved without processing delays. She got her visa approved without processing delays. So these are what we have been doing with people and the way we arrange them. You understand? The way we arrange them, it's really interesting. So, because it's our field, is what we know to do well. You understand? We'll be able to go through all uh, this, these situations together with you and know how to back it up legally before you can go for any um sorry, before you can go for any this thing. So if you're just joining us, this is a premium package for study abroad and scholarship. This is Ziggy for ya, and we are really moving. I want you to comment flight so that we can fly together. Yes, we are going to that international stage with you, and we are making sure you are getting the opportunity you deserve. So let's look at one more case story before we start answering some questions. You understand? So this is about David. Yes, yeah, David. I've shared David some time ago. I hope I can let me share his story again so that you can learn and appreciate what we do. Yes, our resolve package, how we solve these problems when they come. So David received an unconditional admission letter for an MBA program in the United Kingdom. He had the personal funds ready, but he didn't understand the visa compliance laws. He didn't understand it, and it's a trap. I call it traps. Yes, because if you step into it, it holds you from moving forward. So we plan to transfer sorry, that was David. David planned to transfer a huge lump of money from his uncle corporate uh, company account into his personal account just 5 days before printing his bank statements. That was what he planned to do. So we got, when we are evaluating his documents, we got hold of that plan. You understand? So we intervened immediately. We told him, no way, David, it's not going to happen. We we told him to halt the visa booking immediately, which he listened to us and it worked. So the support, the support package, we we enforce 28-day consecutive holding rule. That's for UK. Remember that the school, this MBA program was in UK. So we enforced a mandatory 28-day consecutive holding rule required for the visa. Yes, we ensure that the balance never dropped below the required tuition. You understand? I mentioned it earlier. It's part of what we do. You understand? It's part of what we do. We will calculate 10% to 15% buffer into the financial plan. So we didn't allow the balance to drop below the required tuition plan, tuition, the financial plan. Yes. Uh, we we also made sure we had a living fee threshold for a single day. So these are all, uh, we are building ways to avoid the trap that is ahead of him. Yes, because he was already stepping inside one. So that was what we did. So we drafted a bulletproof affidavit of sponsorship, and we legally linked the corporate entity back to his primary sponsor. with clear tax documentation. So that affidavit of sponsorship must be linked and legally linked to his sponsor. You understand? Because you don't just go and drop a, a, a statement of a bank statement of account for the visa officer and he sees a lump sum without salary slips, without estate, maybe a real estate sales document or bank history of how that money came to be. There is nothing to show how that money came in. You just dropped a large sum, you print documents, and you're rushing to go and give an immigration officer. If you were the immigration officer, what would you think of that money? So, under unexplained seizing money rule, that money is a borrowed money. And that was exactly what David did. It's a borrowed money. Are you getting me? So, uh, we had to back it up with enough documents. Yeah, we needed to back it up and link the corporate entity back to uh, his uncle. So, at the end of the day, he was able to get a visa on the first attempt with zero processing days. Are you getting me? With zero processing days. So it's very, very important that uh, a professional is guiding you or you are letting a professional do it. Yes, and that is the service we offer here. It's an end-to-end package. You understand? From your school matching to your visa prep, we're here to support every move, as in every move. So that was how we worked with David, and David is studying right now in UK. So he got it at the first time that he tried. So it was cool. Okay, there are so many case studies that I would like to share with you because while I share with you, you'll be able to understand how we work, what we do. You understand? You'll be able to get uh, get all those things that we do. So let's talk about Amara. Yes, Amara from Nigeria. She had a second class lower 2-2 in her undergraduate degree, but possessed over 3 years of experience, in her data operations and performance marketing. Yeah, 3 years. So when she came to us, she was like, these top European universities would automatically reject her. So we told her we'll have to work around it first. Do you have work experience? We looked at her CV. She had 3 years work experience. So we told her that let us do something. We usually do. Maybe it will get something. So first of all, when we started working, uh, her transcript didn't make it. It didn't make it for standard merit scholarship. That was fine. So we overhauled her resume into an impact first. An impact. You need to understand because if someone is going to work with you, they have to take in cognizance all those all these things. It was an impact first, then single column ATS layout CV. So we framed her daily work place stats as scalable assets, as scalable assets, as asset management. So that was what we did with her CV. First of all, we started handling her from her CV. You understand me? We started handling her from the CV. We wrote her statement. We wrote her statement of purpose. Yes, and we used a grit and growth format framework to uh, rewrite her statement of purpose. So we explain in that we explained that her early undergraduate grades were a learning curve. They were a learning curve while proving her current technical mastery using uh, data-driven workplace milestones. You understand? That was what we did. So the outcome is that she secured admission and a fully funded Erasmus scholarship, a fully funded Erasmus scholarship in Europe. You see, because we were able to do to optimize her CV into impact first a CV. We talked about her place works, workplace tax, you know, and how it could equate to academic value metrics. So she was able to back a fully funded Erasmus, yeah, scholarship. So if any of these scenarios sound like your current situation, if you are focused, if you're if you're confused about your proof of funds, as you are struggling with a two, you are you don't know how to format your CV for ATS. You understand? Do not go and guess. Don't start doing a DIY work. Please do not start that, and risk a permanent visa refusal. So we want you to avail yourself the opportunity and give us also the opportunity to work with you. Yeah, so if you are just joining us, this is Ziggy on Study Abroad uh, and Scholarship Premium Package. So we are here every day of the week, discussing the scholarships, discussing all these opportunities, and hope you can gain something from it. Hmm. So let us answer some questions so that we'll be able to move forward. Maybe it's something you so maybe it's a question you have in mind, and you don't even want to ask. So let me read out what others have uh, asked, and we can talk about it. So, said, can I apply for this fully funded global scholarship if I have an HND or second class lower? That was what I just explained. Okay. And yes, absolutely. Programs like Shebnin and that prioritize your professional impact if you have somebody that will go around it for you. So they prefer professional impacts, your leadership potentials, and your work history over a perfect GPA. You understand? So they prefer your workplace impact, your workplace experience, your industrial experience over a perfect GPA. So the secret is knowing how to translate your career achievements into academic value metrics on your CV. You understand? So our support package specializes in highlighting those exact career pivot points. Yes, that is what we do well. A professional, a professional, a complex specialist. It will handle your CV and pivot your your workplace or industrial experience, you know. So it's it is a yes, and absolutely yes. You can apply for fully funded global scholarships. Yes, you can apply even if you have HND. There are some specific universities, not traditional destinations. There are some specific scholarships, and there are specific schools that regard standard HND. I think I have a case study like that. Yes, I have a case like that. So um there's some schools that equate standard HND to to British bachelor's degree. Yes, there's some schools like that. Yeah. So it's not like you wouldn't you, you wouldn't get. If you look well, you will get. There are some scholarships like that. There are some schools like that that can afford you these opportunities. You understand? So don't shy away because you have a 2-2 or HND. Yes, you can still get something. There is something that is tailored. Just make sure that you have industrial experience. With your industrial experience, we can able to pivot all these points. Yes. So we look at the second question. Yes, we look at the second question. Um, do I absolutely need IELTS or TOEFL to win a worldwide scholarship? Do I need a do I need IELTS or TOEFL to win a worldwide scholarship? Well, not always, okay? But having it drastically expands your options. Having it drastically expands your options. So, because why I say that is many UK and European universities, they accept an official letter from your undergraduate institution if your degree was entirely taught in English. You understand? They will accept the letter. You understand? If your MOI, your medium of instruction, is in English, of course, you can submit such documents to them. Yes, and it will take care of whatever IELTS is supposed to take care of. But if you are coming from a country that is not you are coming from a country that is not English speaking destinations, of course, your MOI wouldn't be in English. So you'll be needing your IELTS. You understand? So I don't know the region you're coming from. So if you're coming uh, from a country like Nigeria, our official language is English. Of course, you can go for your MOI from your university with official letter, not whatever. If this university can give you an official letter that everything that was taught in English, fine. It can cover up your IELTS. You understand that? So it's a very easy thing to do. It's a very easy thing to do. Okay, so this another question is, how early should I start preparing my application if I want to target a 2027 intake? Yes, I promised I'll bring some scholarship. It's a pity that I can't get them right now, but come tomorrow, I will make sure to present to you our uh, our scholarship files for 2027, 2020, 26 December 2027 scholarships. Yeah, I will try to get that on screen. Yeah, will get it on screen from tomorrow, so that I will call out some of the scholarships for you so you can go back and check them online. You understand? I'll tell you the requirements, the deadlines. You understand? So in the morning, I read some of that on TikTok, and so this evening, I'm sorry I couldn't get it together this evening, but I promise you tomorrow I'm going to read it out for you. So while I'm reading it, I'll call the name of the scholarship. You can go online and check all the scholarships, and be sure that you know it's what we are reading that you are getting. So yeah, so if you are preparing to uh you target a 2027 intake, I advise you to start 6 to 10 months ahead of the university deadline. You start 6 to 10 months of the university deadline. So yeah, major global scholarships windows open around October. They open around October, and they close as early as January or February for courses starting later that year. You understand? So waiting until the deadline months means you are competing for depleted funding pools, and you'll be rushing for critical documents like your SOP. Yes, I call SOP critical documents. Yes, because you have to is one of those things that are on the scoreboard for university review committees. Yes, is or scholarship review committees is part of what is on their scoreboard. I think I mentioned earlier that their scoreboard is not just your grade. Yes, there's letters of recommendation, there's your essay, there's your SOP, your CV. So all these things are very, very important. So when they are scoring you and the only thing you have is your grade, and all those things are badly formatted and they are not anything to write home about, of course they are going to push your application to rejection pile, and that is what we don't want. Even if you have first class, yes, even if you have first class in your GPA, once you are not properly formatted, they are going to send your your application to rejection file. So all those things is all this SOP, letter of recommendation, your essay, all that are critical documents. Yes, that's the reason we call it critical documents, because it can flow all other uh, ones. So make sure that you go. You if you want to start is 6 to 10 months. Start 6 to 10 months and ahead of the university deadline. Don't say deadline is in June. I have time. Let me relax. Uh, by the time you get to June, you find out that everybody has, handled. So you need to go 6 to 10 months ahead of the time. You need to go 6 to 10 months ahead of the time. You understand? So that you can get everything. Call it early birds that gets the clean water and the good worms, the good fish. You understand? So when the fish, sorry, the when the river is clear, you will see plenty fishes now, isn't it? You will see plenty fish. And you'll be able to, the bird will be able to dive in and get a good catch. You understand? Then when there are a sea spread of birds, you have to rely on your keen eye to pick out fish from the river. You understand? If you have plenty birds, imagine plenty birds on the riverbed. They are seated there, filled up. You can't even see where the fish is and where the birds are. You understand? So the birds that are flying will have to depend on keen eyesight to be able to find out some fish they could dive in and pick. So, yeah, I know you love to watch documentaries like me. I watch documentaries because I love it. I love nature. Yes, I love studying nature. Nature teaches you a lot in life, teaches you how the world is around you is structured. So they give enough wisdom. So I want you to always come early for this kind of things. Yes, even though it's not scholarship, yeah, it's not studying abroad, whatever it is, go early. You understand? Start early. You will be able to have a seek clear to collect whatever you. Okay, maybe you got the information very late. If you can pass that year, you pass it. You understand? There was the scholarship I read in the morning. That scholarship has a recycle intake for 2027. So it's ending 31st of next month, 31st of July. You understand? So it has a recycle immediately. So if you are not uh, like the depleted, what we have now is the depleted pool, right? Because it's ending 31st of next month. If I were you, I wouldn't pursue it because getting it will be very difficult. You understand? So what I will do is I will put in immediately for 2027. That means I'll be having a whole year and a month. Okay? So that is how to do it. I hope I answered your question. So if you're not clear, you want more information, you can get us through this channel. Yes, we'll get back to you. So let's answer another question here. It says, I have the tuition fees covered, but I don't have an extra 1,000 of, I don't have an extra $15,000 for proof of funds. Okay, your tuition fee is covered, but you don't have an extra proof of funds. Can I borrow money just for the bank statement, print it, and return it the next day? No. This is a single fastest way to get a permanent ban from your yeah from entering UK, Canada, or Europe. Is single fastest way to bag yourself a ban, a permanent ban. So don't try that. Eh? Don't try that. Instead, you have, if you can work with us, we'll have a way to position you. So immigration, let me explain this why I said no, because you'll be wondering, why am I saying no? Immigration do not just look at the final balance. Okay? They don't just look at the final balance on a piece of paper anymore. They don't do that anymore. It's not what you present. They are going to do a check. They look at the financial history and source of funds for that money. So it's not something you go and dump and remove and print and all those tricks. Please, it's not gonna work. So the visa officers, they look for a concept called season money. Yes, they look for a concept called season money. Yeah, let me explain that season money here. Okay, again, I do explain it each time I'm I'm doing live show. Season money is the money that will sit in your account for the number of days that is required by the rule or the rule of that particular country. You understand? The money has to sit there and it doesn't has to fluctuate. For Europe is 28 days, for other countries is 3 to 6 months. The money has to sit down there for those number of uh, months or days. And it's not going to be removed and brought back. It's going to sit down there without fluctuating or being tampered with. You understand? So, and at the time of uh, checking your funds by the visa officer, it must not have gone beyond the minimum the line. So that is what the immigration law call season money. So the immigration officer is going to evaluate all these your financial statements under that season money rule. Yes. So don't risk a 10-year visa ban by using sketchy bank statement tricks. Yes, don't risk a visa ban. Don't use a sketchy bank statement tricks, because it's going to only bag you visa ban in for some number of years. Yes. So in our premium package, at your actual we look at your actual profile and help you build a legitimate, legally compliant sponsorship strategy. You understand that? We build a legitimate, legally compliant sponsorship strategy for you. You are not going to submit that kind of stuff. Okay? So that is how we do it. So we'll give you the opportunity to reach out to us. So the next question, let's look at the next question. If I'm applying for a fully funded global scholarship like Erasmus or Shebni, what is the exact formula for writing an essay that actually wins the funding? You understand? So, something like that. What is the actual formula, the exact formula for writing an essay that wins the funding? Okay, so let's look at that. Of course, we can give you the exact formula, and I hope you can write it. Yes. Uh, yeah. As I said before, most people write their scholarship essay like a sub story or high school diary entry. You understand? So that is how they write their essay, their scholarship essay. So the review committee don't award millions of dollars based on pity. Is a fact. They wouldn't award millions of dollars based on pity. Yes, they award it based on return on investment, ROI. Yeah, that's the only way um, they are going to award their the scholarships. So if you want to win a scholarship, if you want your essay to win a scholarship, it must answer these three distinct questions. If you are writing a scholarship essay, it must win these three distinct questions. So your local problem, what is your the specific development, economic or uh, operational challenge in your home country? You understand? That is one thing you have to bring out, the local problem. You have to search for a specific development or the one you know or the one you've come across in your industrial experience. You understand? You look for a local problem like your like economic or operational challenge. You understand, in your home country. So when you have written that down, that is the first point. So we talk about the second point. Um, your academic solution. How exactly will the specific modules in this international MBA program equip you with the technical skill to solve that exact problem? This MBA you are doing in your modules, how can any of those things help you to solve that problem you have pointed out? How can it solve the problem you have pointed out? That is the second point. And the third point is what is your immediate 5-year plan? What is your immediate 5-year plan when you return home? Who will you work with? How will you uh, deploy your international knowledge to create a measurable local change? You understand? So it's all those things that you have to handle. You understand? So if these 3 points are not taken care of in your essay, of course that essay is not going to win any funding. It's not it's not substantial enough. Are you getting me? It's not substantial enough to win a funding. So that is why we encourage you to use a professional. We encourage you to use a professional to solve all these problems. So there are so many case studies, so many questions. We cannot answer everything today. Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow to look at them. You understand? So I promise you I'll kind of make provision for the scholarships to be on screen by tomorrow so that you will see, or you will, I'll read it out to you. You understand? So today I failed to bring it on. So I'll assure you by tomorrow I'll see what I can do. Yeah, they are there online. Or you want to hear something that's particular to international students, something that is particular to African citizens. Yeah, we have them, a lot of them. Yeah, 1,001 of them is there. So that are made for MBA, they are meant for PGD, that's meant for so many people, designed with so many criteria. You understand? So when I read them tomorrow, you'll be able to appreciate some, and you can go online, look at them. I will direct you to websites. You go to the website and look at them and see what you can get for yourself. Yes, I don't want you to abandon your dreams anymore. Yeah, it's time to fly. It's time to move. It's time to um make a change. You understand? So if that change becomes difficult, we get a professional help to solve it and solve it once and for all. I don't want you to go waste your money doing uh, uh, tons of applications online because they're all money. You are going to pay school application fees, won't you? You are going to pay. They will ask you to pay before they can move on with processing your documents. So you are going to pay application fees. You understand? So when you have paid all this application fee and your formatting is still wrong, so you lose that money. And what of your visa prep? You enter compliance traps. So all these things are what we have packaged in our premium setup, so that we will not let you fall into all these compliance traps, because people working with us are all compliance specialists. So I wish you the very best. You wish yourself this opportunity. I want you to allow yourself to to use it. So you can always reach out to us through this channel. Always reach out to us through this channel. We'll get back to you and see what we can do much for you. So thank you so much for being on screen with us, helping us to be here every day. Because if you're not here, we will not be here. It's because you are here that we are also here. So thank you so much. Well done, and God bless you.